This is the ALEKS help video for the study guide, part 1, 2.1 to 2.4. I'm going to give a partial explanation to each of these problems. So it says to find the slope of the line and then find the slope of the line. So you have to find the slope of the line for both of them. And slope is y minus y over x minus x. So I'm going to find the slope for both. You make your template first. I'm going to go y is on top, x is down below. So y minus y and x minus x. And here I'm going to go y minus y and x minus x. So you see here, double negative makes a positive, which technically that's negative 9 plus 9, which means I'm going to have 0 over negative 11. This double negative makes a positive. That's going to be 9 over 0. You need to remember this, is that anytime you have a 0 over a number, any number, that is called zero slope. And anytime you have a number over 0, that is undefined. And remember, zero slope is horizontal, zero slope, and undefined is vertical. Undefined, that's a U in ASL. Undefined is vertical. So this would be here, 0 over anything. The slope is 0, and it is a horizontal line. And here the slope would be undefined. And that would be a vertical line slope. Graphing of lines. You want to look for y equals mx plus b. That b is the y-intercept. And then you take a look here. That is a negative slope. Negative slope goes down from left to right. Positive slope goes up from left to right. So I know if this is a negative line, it must tilt downward from left to right. So my rise is 1 and my run is 3. Or I could drop 1 and run 3 this way. Either way, it is a negative tilting line. For these problems, it's very important you actually read with your finger on the paper. So finger, and you read out loud in the figure below. F is between E and G. G is between F and H. If EG is 13 and FG is 8, fine, and FH is 10, find EH. I recommend you use different colors here as well as brackets. So we know E to G is 13. Cross it out as you account for it. F to G is 8. And F to H is 10. Now, it tells you to find something specific, which is going to be E to H, but I don't recommend you look specifically for what it says. Just find everything possible. So let's start with the simple stuff. If that's 10 and that's 8, we can find 2 here. That's pretty easy. And if that's 8 and that's 13, we can find this little piece, 5, and then you kind of take a look and like, whoa, when you're going to more stumble across the answer, then you're going to find the answer. So now we just walk it across. We're going to go 5 plus 8, which is 13, plus 2, and that's going to be 13 plus 2. So the answer here would be 15. We have a segment here. The segment is PQ, and we are told that M is a midpoint. That means the distance from here to here and there to there is exactly the same. And we have one end point, which is P, which is 3, and then we don't know the other end point. And then we have another end point 5, and we don't know that end point, but we know the middle is -1, 3. So I'm going to start with the horizontal motion, and I know the horizontal motion from 3 to -1, that horizontal motion has to be 4 units because we're going from 3 to -1. 1, 2, 3, that's 0, -1, so it's 4 units. And my vertical motion, -5 up to 0, would be 5 units, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which means if that's the midpoint, the vertical and horizontal motion has to be exactly the same because it's exactly the middle. So we would go 4 units, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 units this way, 5 units up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you would ask yourself, where would that coordinate be? And so if I go -1 and 4 units to the left, all right, I'm going to be at -5 here, -5, because I'm starting at -1, 4 units to the left. And here, if I go 5 units up, I'm starting from 0. I go 5 units up, and I'd be at +5. And then you can check the number of units between 3 and -1 is 4 units between, and notice we're going down between here and here is 4 units. Therefore, it's midpoint. -5, 0 is 5 units. 0 to 5 is 5 units. So yes, it's a midpoint. It says we want to find the distance, give an exact answer. Distance formula, you're going to use the template. I always recommend you write the template first, and then circle your X's. Notice I'm working left to right. Box your Y's, left to right. You're going to do your math here. It's going to be -3 squared. Careful with the plus sign there. Double negative makes a positive. It's going to be -4 squared. Now this one is a perfect square, so you just, it's 5 units. If it's not a perfect square, okay, if it's not a perfect square, you're expected to factor and to simplify. Factor and to simplify. Okay, graphing the line when something's not in y equals mx plus b, your goal is to get y by itself. That's your ambition, get y by itself. So here we have y by itself. There's nothing to divide out here. So all slopes are fractions. You need to pop that over 1. So my y-intercept is going to be 6. My slope is negative, so I know my line will go down from left to right. So I rise 2 and I run 1, or I could drop 2 and run 1, and there would be your line. Taking a look here, it says the measure of angle WXZ. So you trace and sweep 118. This is where colors come in really, really, really helpful. Measure angle 1 is 68 more than 2. The concept of more than and less than would be plus or minus. So more than 2. You don't know 2. So 2 will be your x. And that would make angle 1 68 plus x. So your thing equation is little angle plus little angle equals big angle. And we have one little angle x plus the other angle 68 plus x equals the larger angle, which is 118. And you would take it from there. So this would be obviously 2x plus 68 equals 118. Equals 50. So 6 from, yeah, 50. X equals 25. So this would be 25, and then you do 68 plus 25, and you check, that's 13, carry the 1, and that's 9. What's really nice about this is you can check it, 93 plus 25. Let's see if that works. And that's 8, that's 11. There's your check. Right here in the angle below, ABD is 84. ABD, trace and sweep, 84. Angle 1 is 3 times angle 2, so we don't know angle 2. We'll call that x, and then 3 times, that's a multiplication, so that's 3x. So your equation would be angle plus angle equals big angle. So little angle x plus the other angle 3x equals the larger angle 84. And you would solve accordingly. So x would equal 21. And then that would be 63. Once again, you could do a check. 21, 63, 4, 8, check. Taking a look here, physically trace what you have. Just get in the habit of physically tracing, drawing and tracing the diagrams. The 2 things you need to be very comfortable with here is that the opposite bow tie angles are congruent. So in this circumstance, you would have angle equals angle, although we can't use that because at the moment we have 2 different variables. So you can't do an equation with 2 different variables. So you look and ask yourself, what else do I know? Well, you could do this. That's a linear pair, share a spine, make a line, and that is angle plus angle equals 180. So you ask which one gets you only one variable. In this case, it's the linear pair. So you would do 9x plus 95 plus 10x plus 47 equals 180. Now you solve for the algebra skills. You have 19x plus 95, 47, 12, carry the 1. And it's going to be 14. x equals 2. Now, don't get all happy once you have the variable, because you need to find everything else. So I'm going to go, if x equals 2, 10 times 2 is 20 plus 47. That makes this angle right here 67. You don't have to do the math on the other side. You just know it adds up to 180. So you're going to go 180 minus 67. So 180 minus 60 is 120 plus 7 more. That makes this 113. And then you can find everything else. Vertical angles, 113 and 67.